Well, let me tell you about my dumb moment. My tractor back there, my Yanmar 2210D. Been having a little bit of trouble with it. You'll probably notice right here the rim and new tire. Well, the old rim, which that one is, it's the old rim, had some rusted spots on it, and it broke. And I had to weld it all back together and clean it up real good before the tire shop would put a tube and a tire back on it. So I got all that done, got it put back on. And I've always had trouble with that tractor starting. Always. I know the motor's gonna need to be rebuilt on it one of these days, but I ain't got the money for that right now because, hey, we're living in a great economy. Sarcasm intended. But so I always have trouble getting it started, especially during the winter. Now, I'm going to put a gear reduction starter on it, and I hear tell that gear reduction starter is going to spin that motor faster than the regular starter does, and maybe that'll make up for the lack of compression for the wore out rings on there. That's my thinking. It's got a little bit of oil blow by, so I know the rings are shot, but it's still a good tractor. Well, I had it way back down below the greenhouse the other day when I put the tire on it, and then I got it fired up and was driving it back up through here to go up to my shop to put some air in that back tire right there because it was flat. Well, as I was driving back up toward the shop, I got on a little bit of a tilt, and with the tire flat, it was a bigger tilt, and the tractor quit running. I thought, oh boy, probably out of fuel. So I put some fuel in it, and it wouldn't crank. I thought, oh my God, I gotta bleed the injectors down. So I went through that whole thing, getting a little bit of fuel out, and then I quit getting fuel out. I thought, oh Lord, what has done happened now? I go through the whole process. I take the water separator off. I'm getting fuel out of that line. I took the lines off the injector pressure pump and got a little bit of fuel out of there. Then it just quit pumping fuel. I thought, this is just more than I care to handle. And I worked on that thing and struggled with it all day. Even sent my wife a message. I said, I'm about to push this thing out by the highway and put a come and get it sign on it. I am through messing with it. And she said, no, you're not. And I'm glad she said, no, you're not, because she's smarter than I am. So anyway, I'm out in the yard and playing with the dogs, and it hit me. I said, you know, I need to go check where the outlet on that fuel tank is. So the outlet on the fuel tank is in the middle of the tank. And when I'd put the extra fuel in, with it being on ground where it's tilted, and then with that flat tire, it's tilted a little bit more, the fuel level was like where this screwdriver is, and where my shirt button is the fuel outlet in the tank. So I just went out there and filled the tank up. And I didn't fill it up because I thought, well, no sense of wasting diesel if the fuel pump ain't working. So I got the tank filled up, and I bled off everything again, and I'm getting plenty of fuel out of the fuel pump now. Thank you, Lord. I'm going to get to keep my tractor, and I'm not an idiot anymore. But if you got a tractor, if you got a diesel tractor, y'all, somebody told me a long time ago, always keep that tank full. Always keep it full. I learned the hard way. Always keep that tank full. My lesson learned. I'm done working with it for today. I get out there tomorrow and hook up all the lines back up on it and everything else, because I got a little job to do down the road. But that's my idiot moment of the day, and I hope it taught you a little bit of something about diesel tractors, flat tires, and unlevel ground. Y'all have a good one.